When people find out that I'm debt free, I know there's some people out there, you'll hear them say, once you're debt free, don't tell other people for different reasons because sometimes you'll get negative reactions. But I look at it like this: if you had the cure to cancer, honestly, if you had the cure today, would you or would you not share that with others? See, I can strongly tell you I would share it with everyone I knew, everyone I did not know. Why? Because I want to save lives. I don't want people to die. And I have the cure, the solution that could help them, give them more time with their loved ones, to give them more time with themselves. So I would share it. And that's how I feel about debt freedom. Is I'm not going to be quiet about it, because what I know is in America, the number one killer is heart disease. Heart disease is caused by what? Stress. And what is the number one stressor in most people's lives? Money. Well, shall I say the lack of money causes a lot of people stress. So if I can help people to get the abundance of money and reduce that stress, then why not? So that's why we're here today, to talk about some of the top questions that I get when people ask me. I try to jot them down, so I'll glance from time to time so I don't miss anything. I have done a video on this before, initially, maybe like a year after being debt free. I will tell you backstory. I am actually, almost 3 years of being totally debt free. And when I say total debt free, I'm just talking about I do not have any type of debt. I have any car loan, no mortgage. All of that is paid in full. And so because of that, I feel that qualifies me to talk on this subject matter and to be a subject matter expert in the debt freedom field. And that's what I'm going to do today. So my number one question I get from most people, sometimes, of course, I'll get reactions. We all do. Some reactions are, I don't believe that. And that's okay. It's not my job at all to prove that to people. If they don't believe it, I understand why they don't. We live in a world right now where 60 to 70% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. Debt is at an all-time high, especially student loans, credit card debts. So when you look at the financial arena right now, there's so much bad negative energy around finances. And so I understand when people do not believe it, but for those that truly believe it and understand me, and they know me and know that this is 100% true, the number one question I get is that, how did you do it? And I will tell you the answer to that is, number one, I had to change my mindset. See, I couldn't do it. See, I could not get out of debt with the same mindset I had when I got into debt. See, when you get into debt, there's a different mindset. You're thinking like, hey, I'll charge this, I'll pay this later, or hey, maybe, I'll just spend. As long as I have a job, I'll be fine. I'll be able to make the payment. Or your mentality, if I can summarize it up, your mentality is more like, when you're getting into debt, you're more concerned about, what is my payment? What's that monthly payment? Because you're thinking about, what is the amount that I can afford? And you're thinking about, hey, what's my interest rate? So that's a different mindset. When you shift to a mindset of debt freedom, you're asking questions like, you're not concerned about just the payment. You're concerned about, hey, what is the total cost of what this item will cost me? See, before debt freedom, you're saying you're not worried as much about that $100,000 house that's going to cost you $300,000 if you do not pay it off early. But when you're focused on debt freedom, your mindset shift and you start to say, wow, if I purchase this house for $100,000, I'm going to pay double or more the cost of this home when you add the interest. Is this worth it? If it is worth it, then you start to think, well, maybe I need to pay this off early and save what? Interest. See, there's a different type of mindset. So how I did it, this is the part that I never want people to miss, is that you have to change your mindset. You have to reprogram your mindset. How do you do that? First of all, if you're listening to this session, you've already started the process. You have to start feeding yourself with more things that are headed in the direction that you're going. You have to feed yourself with knowledge of how to get out of debt. You have to understand that you have to have a better relationship with money. So that's that's the major way I had to change my mindset. Now, once I changed my mindset, then that was different. Now I could really take over the world. So another question I get, and in no specific order, that was kind of that top question that I get. Another question I get is, well, how much debt did you have? I'll tell you, 6-figure debt. When you think about the home, when you think about credit cards, the next question I get is, how long did it take you to pay it off? Well, once I changed my mindset, how long it took me, because remember, that's so important. You got to change your mindset. Once I changed my mindset and I made a decision, what happened was it took me less than 36 months to do it. Why? Because I understood at that point, because my mindset had shifted, that guess what? I had the money to do it. I just was allocating the money incorrectly. So I had the money that I could allocate, the discretionary income that I could allocate towards this debt. But it just was being put in the wrong direction. And this goes into another point I want to add. The 6-figure debt, what assisted me was a budget and an amortization table. All of those tools throughout my channel, they're there talking about budgets, budget 101, talking about amortization tables. They are there. Those are the things that assisted me. So I don't want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Oh, this is a great one. What did I have to give up? And what I had to give up, I guess, is what I said earlier, my mindset. I had to give up the old way of thinking. I had to really take that old way of thinking out of my brain, and I had to insert a new way of thinking. I had to change the way I was thinking, not just consciously, but subconsciously. I had to make sure day and night, and I still do this today, that my thinking, my mind was reprogrammed on abundance versus lack. So I know this coincides and goes along with the first question, but I'm telling you, I had to give up part of me that was really had a bad mindset or a bad relationship with money and the money choices that I was making. So, and another great question as we wrap up, what do I do with my money now? And I had another question I jotted down. And what did this do for me as far as freedom? And I will tell you, and I'll answer these questions kind of together. Wow. Paying off, I would say, like, paying off your home, it's beautiful. It's nothing like knowing, like, I own this, no one can take it from me unless I don't pay the necessary taxes. You do have to pay those on a home, but hey, what do we not have to pay taxes on? You get paid and then you go spend the money and you still have to pay taxes. There's always taxes. So when people throw that out there, I'm like, stop it. We have to pay taxes in America on everything, but I own it. Never have to worry about anyone taking that from me. But it's great. It made me, I started doing things I didn't do. I started my own organic garden. So at least I know about 60 to 70% of the items that go in my body, they're not chemicals anymore. See, when you go out and we all choose to purchase from supermarkets and things of that sort. I know we have to do that. But we don't know what these farmers are putting on our products, our vegetables, things of that sort. So it's so beautiful to be able to do that. But I believe that clarity that now flows in, because as debt went out the door, clarity flowed in, and it allowed me to think about, I wanted to live a healthier lifestyle, and part of that was using my land to grow crops that were organic and healthy for me and my family. So that was a blessing. One thing that changed is I no longer work a 9 to 5. I'm not even thinking about a 9 to 5 job at all. I share on this channel, if you are new, I share videos on the 9 to 5, like what I used to carry or things I used to wear, and or tips on how you can get the best salary, because that's one of the reasons the income is, because I used corporate America to do what it needed to do. And I'll tell you, I paid off all my debt long before I left corporate America. And what happened was, people would often, when they would find out, some people would be like, why are you even working? This is the negative part. And I'm like, not understanding. And I had to tell them, why would I not? Because now all the money that I receive is a profit. See, when you are debt free and you decide to work a job or keep doing your business, guess what? All that money is now a profit. You don't have to worry about giving the money to the credit card, the mortgage, the loan people, whoever. You become the bank in the situation. So they never understood that power, so I never told them. So it didn't matter. I just showed up to get my check so that I could do what? Win for me and my descendants. So you can win here. I'm telling you, you can win. You can level the playing field with your job by getting out of debt. So what changed was, it didn't matter to me. At any moment, I could quit that job, or I could wait on them to do what? To let me go. It did not change my life at all. It did not increase my life or decrease my life. Why? Because I was debt free and I was already stacking money. So that's a different type of flex. That's a different game that people don't understand. So it did that for me. Another thing it did was, it gave me, I shall say, freedom in a sense to like make the choices that I wanted to make. See, when I did walk into a job, I just wasn't stressed. There was a lot of stuff that was happening. Sometimes I even had to pretend a little I was mad about things, but I wasn't. A lot of people were upset and grumpy, and I'm like, and I knew why. You're mad at the job, mad at their financial situation. But when you didn't have that type of financial situation like other people, you can walk in a job and really nothing bothered you. As long as you were going to get your check, then it didn't bother me whatsoever. So it gave me, what I'm trying to say is, it gave me peace of mind. It gave me peace of mind. So it just gave me so much that I had needed in life. So as I said, the debt went out, clarity and peace flowed in. And I didn't want to miss this last question. What do I do with the money now? What do I do with money now? Now I do the same thing that anyone should do when you're out of debt. Now you paid everything off. Now you save, you invest, and you let your money grow and continually work for who? For you. So that you don't always have to do what? Work for money. Simple as that. Simple as that. So if you are on your grind to getting out of debt, I'm here to cheer you on. This is what we do here, because we are ownership babes, and we're about owning property, owning assets, income producing assets. And the only way we know how to do this, because this isn't for, and I will say this, if you're on here and maybe don't work a job, maybe you are self-employed, I know that side of it as well. I just want to tell you, it still gives you options when you are debt free. Then you could do whatever business, whatever you want. So don't miss that. But I just want to tell you, make the decision. Make the decision to see it through. This is what we do in these sessions. Life is so different on the other side. So I just wanted to share today some of the questions that I still get asked. As I said, when I open up, I don't mind answering them, because I feel like every time I answer a question, every video when I talk about an emergency fund, every video when I talk about saving money, every video when I talk about debt freedom, I feel as if I'm giving the solution to heart disease. I'm helping people to correct the problem of stress, to lower their stress. I feel I am saving lives. And that's what you'll be doing. As you do it for yourself, you will be a living, winning example of what it takes to help save and change lives, whether you want to or not. It just automatically happens. So I thank you, my ownership babes, for tuning in. I'm excited about the next upcoming session. Hopefully you have a beautiful day. And until then, hasta luego.